go to the farm that we are visiting later.
Yes,
So
this is first tanks.
First stage.
Yes. We have a hatchery on this side.
To the fish. So we'll try and follow the food, so we'll start in the other end and then we'll finish here on the outside so you guys can see where the food is coming up. So first let's go this way. So before I get into all that, I should probably talk a bit about the location, because the location is important when you want to open a fish farm. You need to look at a lot of environmental factors to make sure that this is a suitable spot. And then you might ask, why is there people here in the first place if they can remote control everything? And that is of course to keep a very close eye on the fish, but also to do all the sampling and the maintenance. So even though everything looks new and should be working, we are in the ocean, so everything will always break down. Stuff needs to be replaced and monitored and checked and triple checked. So that's mostly what they're doing. They're also doing some biological samples of the fish. So for example, if they see there might be a disease, they do biopsies and send off to the veterinary institute where they check for diseases. So monitoring and maintenance is the main job. There's not a lot to see, but this is quite important. As I said, the facility is remote controlled. All the feeding systems are remote controlled. So the way it works is that in every fish cage there's a camera below that is looking up towards the fish. As food pellets is being spread on the surface, they will sink down. That camera is keeping an eye out for food pellets. So if food pellets sinks past, they know the fish are not eating fast enough and they have to turn down the feeding rate. They can also keep an eye out for the fish behavior. This is still something that is done by a human. So at the feeding central there's a person looking at the fish swimming around. But it's becoming more and more common that you have a machine that does it. Or you have a human and a machine. So here they actually have both. So along with the camera below, there's a separate camera looking at the fish. And what it's doing is it's looking at the fish health. So it's looking at the size, the growth rate. It's doing measurements or counting salmon lice. So they use it for counting. And they use all this to get a health score of the fish. So they can see if they have to maybe change the food, if they have to treat for salmon lice. All that is an image recognition, it's AI. This machine here selects how much food goes through. So you'll be able to hear it goes out one portion, and then it waits good amount of minutes, seconds before next portion goes out. So it will come out in portions on top of the surface to make sure that the fish can go and eat, follow the food pellets down, and then the next fish get a chance to come in and eat. So it's just not just the same fish always eating. As you see, there's two parts. There's the floating structure here, the feed barge, and then there's the pens themselves, the fish cages where the fish live.
What are Leroy's main business areas?
It's the main business.
Yes.
So I guess I can also answer this if it's it's Leroy is they sort of split, so they have the salmon part, but they also do wild fisheries. And I'm guessing it's more 50-50, more or less. So they do both wild fisheries and salmon and trout and a lot of other species. So but main business of course is the bigger white fish such as cod and herring and mackerel, and then it's salmon and trout. Those are the main five.
Then main export market is Asia,
Main export is Europe.
Europe.
Yeah. Main import countries are Poland, Denmark, and Germany. Is usually where they're received, but that is sort of just because they're close to Norway, then they are exported to the rest of Europe. But there's a lot of processing happening in those countries where they make fillets or process the fish further down, so they import a lot of cold fish. But Asia is also becoming, is a big market. They account for a high percentage because it costs more because it has to be shipped by plane. So the price is just higher in Asia. Whereas in Europe it's a lot cheaper to export because you can do it by truck. So I guess I don't know how much money they make on those markets, but it's a big market and it's increasing. It's growing quite a lot.